All right. Okay, so today we're looking at GGE. It's not looking too bad. We had a nice little bump here, then a nice little bump there, but it looks like it's getting smaller. So I'm not quite sure if we're going to translate. This is going to translate into something we can play on open here, but we'll keep an eye on it, maybe. Peggy ran up pretty good. Ran up very well yesterday too. We were looking at early in the pre-market down at $1.40. Then we hit a high there of about $3, and then in the aftermarket we actually hit a high of 350. And then today we're sitting pretty good at 435. So over the course of a couple days here, this has ran up quite a bit. KRBP is looking pretty good as well. Not a lot of volume or price action around here, but it's not looking too bad. Going from 28 cents all the way to a high there of 55. IMBI, kind of the same story. Not so much price action, a little bit of barcoding and stuff. But going from 85 cents there to a high of $1.14. SYPR is looking okay. Kind of same story, kind of tapering off back down to where it started. So I'm not really sure if we'll get to play this one. Beat's looking pretty good here. Nice jump from like 470 all the way to $6, and now a high of 644. So this one's looking pretty bullish. W key's not looking too bad either. Not a lot of price action on this one. Volume's a little sporadic. We're seeing areas with almost no volume, which is not necessarily what we want to see, but again, this could be something that takes off on open. We've got MOTS looking pretty good too, going from $1.85 to a high here of about almost 240. It looks like it's maintaining some bullishness here, but I do think that this is going to come down a little bit. Let's see. What broker do you use and how do you deal with spreads? I use IBKR, and with spreads, you just have to watch it and try to pick a time when they're when it's not spreading as much. You got to watch your DOM on the side. You can watch it up here too in the corner. That'll show you the spread on the stock. But I like this because it's a little more visual. So anywhere there's white, like a lot of white numbers between, that's your spread, right? So you want to be careful market buying with that. If there's a lot of spread and you can't really get around it, you can try and limit buy, and that might ease the pain. But that's about it. And then we have ENTX. It's doing okay. It's kind of all over the place here. We are sitting pretty low on that 200. And then someone mentioned SNTI, so we can take a look at that before market opens. SNTI with a nasty drop here. It's looking like it might pick back up. I mean, there wasn't a ton of volume here, so it looks like it's picking up a little bit more conviction on the way up. So that could be something. I don't know. I don't know if we're going to be able to play it or not. It would have to pick up quite a bit of volume and price action on the way up. So we'll just have to wait and see on that. There's the pop out button. There it is. Okay. Yeah, no worries. What did we get? We had jobless claims today that aren't looking fantastic, so that could affect the market as well, but who really knows what that's going to do? Okay, so we have the market open here. Peggy's not looking too bad. It looks like it's holding. I think we could probably try Peggy trade right off the bat. Peggy. Gonna go for about a 410 entry. Gonna go for 480 as PT, I would think, and then probably just a 395 stop out. We're gonna see this run. We are seeing it run right now as well. Oops, need to change this. Okay. Yeah, we saw that run up to about 430. Looks like it's coming back down to around the 410 mark on Peggy. Getting 407, that's not bad. Okay, there we go. And then we're 395 for a stop. Now the thing I don't like about the 395 area is we're right near that 200, but we're just above it. So hopefully that's not something that affects it too badly. This is another one, SYPR. Not showing a ton of volume on this next candle, but it is right on that 200, so I do want to kind of take a play on this. I'd like to get like a 208 entry if we can, go for about 230 on it. And then like a 20, yeah, let's just give it a $2 stop. Yeah, okay, I typed that in right. Just gonna run through things quickly here. Beat's also looking good, so we might take a play on Beat. Peggy's going to stop us out. Maybe you got some profits if you jumped in and got it to 430, maybe not. I don't think it ended up being anywhere in terms of profit for me, but we are on that 200 now, and this kind of makes me want to jump back into it. We need to wait though, because we are bearish already, and I want to see how bearish we get on this. So we're going to remove that stop. That's okay. So far, body's holding above. Beat's looking pretty good. I think we need to jump in on beat. So that is going to be about a 610 entry. We're going to go for at least 660 on it and then a 590 stop. So stop's going to be right here. Hopefully things start to pick up. I don't want to see things dipping a lot in the open here. Mott's is looking pretty good still, holding pretty high. W key did pick up quite a bit. SNTI, nice little jump there going from 440 to 460 there. We'll keep an eye on that. I'm just going to close down things that have no volume. ENTX is one of them. KRBP could do something here. I'm not seeing it though, so I don't know. We'll leave it open for now. GGE just heading straight down. We're going to close that down for now as well. SYPR is 214 currently. So it's not looking too bad there. Yeah, it looks like Peggy's going to go here. It doesn't look like it wants to give up, so we're going to go ahead and jump back in on Peggy, about $4. Maybe you get a little lower. You could get as low as 393. We'll just say like a 395-ish entry. I'm going to go for about 450 on it at least, and then a 385 stop. So we're just going to give it a 10-cent stop if it drops. All right, having a hard time here, right there. Okay, so we're at 408 on Peggy already. Yeah, I gotta make sure I'm ledgering these. There's beat, Peggy. We have beat at 660 here. We actually had it up to 674, so we are past PT. PT on beat. And we're going to say taking some profits here. We are probably going to see a pullback. And then what's Peggy doing? Currently at the $4 range, 410. So we're doing pretty well in this. We're at 417, almost 420. We can look at taking a little bit of profit here. Uh, 412. What's SYPR doing? Back down to that entry level 208. We did see it as high as 217 though, so again, decent profits. Could have taken some profits there as long as the spread wasn't too bad. Peggy's still looking good. Let's see. LNBI or INBI. I think that was the one. No, it's still here. INBI is not looking too bad here. It's going from 88 cents to 95, so it's got a decent range. It will probably break above this 200, so I think it could be something. W key is another one we want to kind of keep an eye on. Mod hitting this 20 EMA is good. SNTI is starting to take off as well. Peggy looking good, 425. So if you haven't taken any profits yet, make sure you do so. We are at that top band, or getting very, very close to it. SNTI, small pullback. There's a lot of things we could play here. I think KRBP is going to be dead, so we can close that one down. INBI is not really something I'm too keen on playing. Yeah, SNTI did take off, eh? We could try an SNTI play. It worries me that we're up so high on it already, so I think I'm going to leave it for now. PRVB, we're not seeing much of a range here at all, so I'm going to go ahead and close that chart down. MOTS, we'll see. It looks like it's losing a little bit of volume here, but it might pick up. INBI all the way down. So we're going to see if this can hold here. It looks like it got rejected pretty hard. Beats back down a little bit, did hit that 673. Back down to the 20 EMA and VWAP, so this could be a good support area at 628. SYPR breaking down, so if you didn't take any profits, you're stopping out. Peggy, also huge volatility from 450 all the way down to 390, so hopefully you made away with some profit there. It does look like it might stop us out. If not, we're going to look for a re-entry here. So we're going to give it a second to see what it does. Gonna get an alert ready anyway. Maybe 390 to 440, and then a 380 stop. I just need to see if it's gonna break down from here or not. It's looking pretty good. It's gonna be a risky play, but might be worth getting a good entry now. Does have a lot of room it could go down on, so right now people are probably pretty worried about that massive spike. We'll come back to this in a second. Beat down to the bottom band there, 606. That could be another good entry. SNTI still going for it. I think we have to jump in on SNTI. SNTI, we're probably going to try for 480. I want to try for at least 550 and then a 465 stop loss, I guess. Yeah, that'll be likely what you want. About 15 cents from where you get in. SNTI, yeah, SNTI is up pretty good. SNTI. Still going. 493. What size account? I think we're just about at $10,000, or maybe we're at 11,000 now or something, but we're around that $10,000-$11,000 mark. We started with 5K. Yeah, Mods is looking pretty good. Bounced right off that 20. Made quite the bounce actually, almost 20-cent bounce there. Peggy's still not really holding. I don't think we're gonna touch this quite yet. Like I said, beats off that bottom band was a good buy. SNTI still holding so far. Mods I kind of want to get into, but I think we're too high on this as well. W key. This could be an opportunity to buy in, but I'm not quite seeing it yet. Off the VWAP, it could be good. Could be good. We're pushing to $5 here on SNTI. Mott still looks like it wants to go. Peggy's still kind of breaking down. Beats picking back up. IMBI is not looking good, so I'll move the things that aren't looking good right now to the back of the line so we can focus on things that are actually moving. Let's see here. Mott's is definitely just taking off. It's never too late. Okay, let's go for a Mott's entry then. I'm gonna try for about a 240. I would like to see a little bit of a pullback on it, but if we can't get it, we'll just have to jump in high. 265 to play it a little bit safe, I guess, and then probably a 230. 10 cents is a lot of room. Let's give it a 232. Give it 8 cents room. Might get saved here. Okay. SNTI pushing past $5. They're hitting 507. We'll start to take a little bit of profit here on this. Some profit. SNTI 505-ish. Anywhere around that range is going to be good. Not a lot of profit, but again, we're already up really high on this, so it kind of worries me. Mott's giving us that 240 entry. That was perfect. Hitting 250. If we hit 250, gonna take some profit. Around that 250 just to secure something. W keys. Man, we should have gotten that entry on VWAP. Couple cents too high now. Beats back down. What about Peggy? What's Peggy doing? Still holding. This is actually looking a little more bullish. We're seeing a lot of wicks, or tails. So it's not looking too bad there. Mott's kind of having a breakdown, so it's a good thing if we took a little bit of profit there. W key's not looking too bad, and we have SNTI with a little bit of a dip, which is not the worst in the world either. Peggy, I'm not sure I want to enter Peggy yet. Audio's cutting off? That's got to be a YouTube problem then. Although it says the connection is good, so I mean, other than that, I think you're probably looking at maybe something wrong with your connection on your side, maybe. WKey's not looking too bad. We've got SNTI starting to make its way back up, which is good. Bot's still holding that 240 level, dropped down to 237. Peggy was breaking down a little bit. Okay, what else we got? We got a little bit of time here. We could try a couple of these other ones again. GGE. No, that's not looking good. We've got CSCW. Actually, CSCW is not looking bad at all. 190 all the way up to 228, back down to some support lines here. Whoa, that was a nasty drop. All right, so we got some volatility we can take advantage of here on CSCW. Gonna try for a $2 entry. 230 would be preferable, and then a 195 stop out. 195 is pretty close. We could get stopped out on that, but you're gonna have to give it only really about 5 cents room because we're so close to that $1 price range. So I mean, $2 realistically, you could give it about 6 cents. That's about it though. So if you have to get in around 205, 206, and then work your way up, that's fine too. Should be fine. It looks like it's recovering nicely, but with that volatility, it's really hard to be sure. Mott's back to that 250 area where we said we wanted to take some profits. 255. Peggy's still breaking down. CSCW 212, not looking too bad, depending where you got in. Looking like it might continue up here, but I'm going to take a little bit of profit just to secure something. $216, I'll take it. Beat not looking bad. WKey heading down. Mott's still looking good. That's looking good. WKey's not looking too great. Let's see here. SNTI still holding, so we're still fine, but not really giving us much more in terms of profit there. So might have to wait a little bit for that. Peggy's curling. A little bit. It's a possibility. MACD's definitely curling, yeah. CSCW we were aiming for about 230. I think 230 is going to be doable. It's just breaking into a slight new high there. Mott's 254 here, so we're back at that 255 level. We do need to see this breakthrough. The account is under PDT rule? Yes. Please do streams every day. I do on Rags to Riches. I try to on YouTube. YouTube has a delay to it. I don't know, the past month, maybe there's been 2 days where something went wrong with YouTube and just didn't stream for whatever reason while I was on Discord, but I try to as much as I can. SNTI not moving. CSCW still looking okay. We have Mott's here. Still pushing for that high. We'd still need to break 255 though. We need to start seeing new highs. WKey back up. Peggy, not really. It's looking bullish, that's for sure. We're seeing that curl up, but we're not seeing new price action. That kind of worries me. We need to break through this 200 again. WKey the nasty dip down to $2 and back up to almost 220. My main platform's Discord. Here, I'll shoot you a link. You can check that out. CSCW down a little bit here. SNTI almost back up to $5. Peggy does look like it's starting to curl, so that's good. I'd like to see it break above that 200. It hasn't done that quite yet. Mott's on its way back down. Couldn't break that 255 level. CSCW down pretty good here, back at 208. SMTI pushing for 5 again. W keys down a little bit again. If we get near this 200, I would definitely consider buying in. I think I might actually buy in a little sooner too. So we'll go W key. Yeah, there we go, 204-ish. We're gonna aim for that 220 mark, and then just a. I want to give it a safe stop here, so I'm thinking like 196, 197. Go 197 because we're pushing our luck as it is here. Unless we can get a little bit lower. Oh, it doesn't look like we will. But I think that's going to be a good entry there. Mott's looks like it wants to try and push for that 255 level break again. SNTI is not really doing a whole lot. Peggy with a massive breakdown got rejected off that 200, so that's why we were waiting for the break of 200. W key giving us 202. Okay, there we go. So at 202, I'm going to put that stop down 1 cent. I'm going to go for a 196 stop. You might even get a better entry if you're more patient, but my patience is not not the best. CSCW down to 203. We could be looking at another entry opportunity on CSCW as well. Beat's on its way back up. We're still holding a little bit of beat. Still have some SNTI. We have a little bit of CSCW right now. We have a little bit of MOTS. Yeah, rip Peggy, no kidding. Peggy with the big drop. MACD's looking like dead cat bounces here. Mott's going for that 255 level. Can it break it this time? Hmm. 255, let's see that break. 257, there it is, 259. Not bad. It's got to hold it though, and it's giving it back pretty quick. A little bit of a struggle here. We're seeing some buyers stepping up, lots of sellers coming in, but I think it's getting eaten away with the buyers, so I think we're fine. 261, we're looking good. SNTI still struggling to get past that $5. Mott's hitting 260. We've got W key 205. So we're up a little bit on it, nothing major. It's not looking great. That MACD's still pointing down, so that kind of worries me, but the band is right there. So unless we start seeing this bottom band opening up, I'm not too worried yet. So we saw high there, 261. You could take a little bit more profit if you want to, but it took some at 255, so it's not quite worth it for me just yet. CSCW 202. We're getting pretty close to another buy-in opportunity, I think. I'd like to see a couple green candles start popping up, though. SNTI 518, we hit 522. Again, this is looking pretty good. We could probably take a little bit more profit up here, so I'm going to go ahead and do so. I said 522-ish, but that was a nice push right there. Back up. $524. Mott's back to 255. Might be holding here as support now. CSCW might start curl up here. W key as well could possibly be starting a curl up. Lack of volume, not very, not exactly what we want to see, but we'll see. We'll see what that gives us. SNTI going for the push here, 524. We've had no halts today. Halt scanner is absolutely blank. Beat's got a lot of volume behind it. Same with Peggy, but neither of those things are things we want to be playing right now. This one's starting to look like a breakdown. Peggy's could be a curl up here, but it looks more like a dead cat bounce to me. SNTI might be topping out here, looking to come back down. The MACD's pretty overextended. Just about as extended as last time, so that's where we started seeing a little bit of a drop. Mots. Let's see, like, let's go to 265, maybe 270. We can take a little bit more off the table. W key's not doing anything at all. Peggy so far coming back. Let's see, we don't really have anything else, do we? We have a couple other things we can look at. Not really into this MB thing, so let's remove that. We can try Rel. Rel's not looking too bad. The price range is a little high for me, though. Wet G. Yeah, I don't like the price action on that. There's JWell as well. That one's not looking too bad. 249, 328. So we've got a good range. Price action's definitely there. A lot of wicking though, so this might be topping out as well. Lost 260. Let's see if we can make that push to at least 265 where it takes some more profits. Stab, we could take a look at Stab. Yeah, Stab's not looking too bad, going from 22 cents to 29 cents, so it's got a decent range to it. The problem with playing something at 30 cents is your stop loss has to basically be 1 cent. We're taking some more profits on mods here. Getting 10 more cents up, so 275 would be the next level. We're looking at taking some more up, depending where you got out on this. We're already at 270. We hit 272 there. 275 could be right around the corner, so stay with it. SNTI is looking pretty good here, almost 550. That's pretty high up. We can look at taking some more profits on that as well. Profits, SNTI, whoa, 560-ish. Whoa, where are we? It's literally so high up I can't even see. Almost 570. Okay. Nobody freak out. CSTW completely breaking down, so we won't be touching that. Mods at that 272 level again. Looks like it pushed to 273 there. Might be getting 275, so keep an eye on that. SNTI giving it up a little bit here. W key's still not moving. We're seeing it downtrending a little bit here. We saw 201. Will it break down from the 200 though? I don't think so. I think we're safe. 574, 578, 580, almost 590. Yeah, we're getting pretty high on this. I think that might be the first halt of the day. Waiting for it to pop up on the scanner, but it's not moving, so I'm assuming so. There it is. Yep, 6:55, so 7 o'clock it'll start moving again, so we'll keep an eye on it. Moss 274 here, hits that 275 level. That's another spot to take profits if you want to. Profits, Moss 275. Okay, we're gonna see a pullback here. MACD's pretty extended, so just make sure you're securing on the way up. Don't have a lot left in this now, so might have time to pull out once more, but I don't know if we're going to get much higher than 275. That was almost 280 in a flash. Peggy's so far still looking good, but with such a big drop that we still have to break above this 200 before we get called this bullish again. JWell still slowly climbing. What do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 trades, and we're just about at that half-hour mark, so right on cue, I guess. Stab looking like it's coming down a little bit here to where maybe the 20. SNTI still halted. Mott's just about hit that 280 level, still holding, surprisingly. W key is super flat. Yeah, it's breaking down from that 200 too, so volume's pretty low. I think we're gonna have to take a small loss on this one or break even. We might get a break even on it. You know what? I'm still thinking this could come back, but it's so tough. That's so tough. I think I just want to take a break even on it. Taking a break even or slightly better on W key. I'm just looking for like 203, I think. That's all I need. Mods looking like it wants to push again. Yeah, Peggy's having problems here. I think it's going to come back down. It was definitely a dead cat. Jaywell, nasty drop to 250. Gave it all back there. That is insane. You missed Mott's. You have a sell order to break even? Yeah, I'm thinking break even. Break even or slightly. I would like to get at least 1 cent better, because if I can get 1 cent better, it counts as a win, which makes me feel better about myself. So we'll see. Stab heading back up. Didn't even bounce off the 20 EMA. Looks like it's just going back up on its own. Probably 9 EMA bounce then. We could take a look at the 9 EMA. Yeah, it was a 9 EMA bounce. Morning. Mott's still on that 270 level. Hasn't given it back yet. I think it's about to, but we still have lots of buy orders coming in. SNTI 2 minutes out. Peggy going. Where's Peggy going? Up or down? Think it's going up? Could be. CSCW might be a good play as the curl up, but it's got a long ways to go, and it also depends where it was yesterday. It was like way down here. So on that note, we could probably just not touch this because this could just be a dead cat bounce before another drop. W key just pushed 203 there. Mott's now is it hitting a full-blown 5-minute pullback or a slight pullback? Because the 5-minute pullback on this is going to be huge. You're probably looking at a pullback down to 244. Am I holding W key? No. No, I'm letting it go. Mott's looks like it still wants to go. Mott's worries me on many, many levels. SNTI on halts. Right on cue, hit $7 or $6 there. Looks like we're going way up here. 630, 640. Look at taking some profits out here. Got a tiny bit left. I don't know if I want to take another entry on this. This is looking pretty risky, but I'm happy with the profits that we've made. We've made quite a bit off this. So we have a tiny bit left. We'll see if we can push for 7 or something with it, but I'm not sure we'll get that. Beat not doing anything. Mott's pushing for that 280 level. We played SNTI from like 487 to my average is about 633 right now, but my God, this was a huge trade. Same with Mott's. Mott's is doing really well too, from 240 to almost 280 now. Re-entry? Yeah, I mean you could. It's definitely risky at this point. There's not really a whole lot below you in terms of support, so you're basically basing this off the fact that's just going to go straight back up. So you could try to get around 590 and put a stop down at like 575, but yeah, like even that you almost stopped out if you bought in right there. In at 490, nice, nice. That's pretty good. It's a good entry. Nasty drop from 278 all the way back down to 266. These candles are ranging pretty big. There's always well, yeah, no, there's always tomorrow. I was gonna say there's always tomorrow, and then I thought tomorrow was Friday, but it's not. No, tomorrow's Friday. Yeah, no, I thought today was Friday. Spring's not on yet. W key 205. We saw 208. Let's see here. SNTI, there's a possibility that that comes back. MOTS, I'm looking at maybe the VWAP bounce. Let's go back to the 5-minute chart. VWAP bounce 252. I'm thinking that's likely. You made 1 cent on W key, as did I. As did I. So we're in the same boat on that one. Could have made a little more, I guess, but. So I'm going to go for a MOTS entry at 252. We're going to go for 280. Maybe, yeah, we'll try for 280. And then 240. Let's go back to the 5-minute on this. What can we say is a good support? Maybe 240. Now see, like, our next support's 238. That's huge. That's a big drop. Yeah, we're gonna have to just give it a regular stop and just hope that it doesn't break down much more. So where's the bottom band here? Bottom band's 240. That's still a lot of room. But we'll try a 240 stop. I'd say if it breaks down from VWAP, though, we're looking at exiting this. That's the plan of action here. We don't want to see a breakdown. We just crossed that 0 threshold, so this is kind of good that we haven't broken down the VWAP yet, but it could still happen. Very risky play we got going on here. SNTI is holding pretty nicely here, I gotta say. I was expecting a little bit of a drop, and it hasn't really given us much of one, so not bad. Peggy definitely not going anywhere. We know where JWell is going. It's down the toilet. Stab 20 EMA bounce is a possibility here. MOTS starting to recover. Good. Looks like we found the bottom so far. We could try stab 27 cents to 30 cents. It's not. I think I'll hold off. I'm gonna hold off for now. Curious what SNTS can do here. Kind of hoping we see this back down to the 20 EMA for a bounce, because at least there we're starting to get relatively close to a little bit more support. You know, like the volume of stab? Yeah, it's starting to lower conviction here, so kind of worries me a little bit, and we'd only be really, well, I mean, 3 cents is like 9% here, so. And JWell still going down. What an amazing short that would have been, eh? 320 all the way down to $1.80. Yikes. W key, of course, it's proving us wrong. The second I sell out, it goes straight up. No big deal. We're starting to see a little bit of a breakdown on MOTS. Looks like it's pushing itself back up. Oh, this is looking bad. Is Peggy reversing? It's hard to say. I wouldn't even really be focusing too hard on this until we see a break of the 200, and the band is pretty close. So we're starting to see a little bit of a break, but it's got a hold here still. We're starting to see some volatility pick up. People could be getting a little more bullish on this. We can close down that. Yeah, it could be. Could be. We did break positive on that MACD. Volume's a little lower, so that's something I worry about a little bit, but I am liking that it's breaking above and holding it somewhat, at least. Yeah, stab volume's still low. JWell have to resize the chart here just to watch this drop. SNTI back up to $6. Looks like it's going to go again, so we're going to jump in on it. That'll be our final play. SNTI. 590. Gonna go for like 680. And then probably just a 20-cent stop here, so 570. 20 cents is a lot for the stock, but we really need to be hitting the bottom here at least. Mott does look like it's holding that VWAP still. I'm like it's got like no volume behind it, which worries me, but we'll see. Do have some bullishness on Peggy here. This could be a good play. It is looking a little more bullish. It's been holding levels nicely, so that's good. Volume starting to pick up again, which is good. MACD is positive. That's all good signs. The only thing I don't really like is so far, like I know this band is pointing up, but it's so close. A little bit harder to tell what's going to happen there. 620 on S&TI, 624. We can look at taking a little bit of profit here. We're making our stop back here at least. 630-ish. There, 635. Not bad. Mott's breaking down, so we can take a cut on this anywhere, unless you want to hold. W key 214, just shaking my head at it. Stab volume was a good call. Looks like it's falling. There's no conviction. J-Well down to $1.60, so it literally dropped from $3.30 to $1.60. That's nuts. Mott's still, there's still a chance that Mott's comes back. The dip is a little bit more than I expected. On a 5-minute, we might be safe where our stop is. On a 2-minute, we're not looking too great, but yeah, it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell with this one. Peggy's just having the worst time trying to break out here. Missed the whole move. Yikes. Yeah, it was one of those. It's hard to jump back in. It's even hard for me to jump back in on something like S&TI, where like it's already had a massive run, and now you're looking for a second one before any sort of like reasonable pullback. So I mean, you can't really be too upset that you missed it. It is something that's very, very hard to psychologically grab, I guess. Sometimes you have to actually just push yourself to do it. Mott's still kind of breaking down here. JOL still heading down. We have maybe a VWAP bounce on Stab here. It did hit that bottom band. It broke through a little bit. S&TI almost to 650, so another good place to take a little bit of profit. Peggy to 404. Yep. Nice volatility. However, it ended very badly on that candle, so it's probably going to come back down. That's usually not a good sign, volatility, and then a shot back down like that. S&TI could be struggling here a little bit. Mod's probably going to start turning around here at some point. Yeah, Peggy struggling. J-Well. It might actually be halted. No, it's not halted. I don't think it is. You know what? Maybe it is halted. Am I in bots? No. No, I blew past where I said I was going to cut, so sticking to my guns here. I think it has a good chance that it could turn back around, but the drop was just too much. So unfortunately taking a loss on that. Kit halted. Really didn't come up on my scanner yet unless it just happened. Oops. Yeah, definitely halted though. Look at that. 580 to 690. That's looking pretty good too. Yeah, Mott's looks like it wants to turn around from here. It did knife. It's almost back down to that 201 level. So, this is a stock that looks playable. Sure, it's got a little bit less volume and it's currently negative on that MACD, but I mean, it could turn around and it has turned around. So, I mean, if I had more day trades left, I might be looking to get in on that 200 there at about $2, 201, $2, something like that. Nice spike up to 640 again. Get unhalted. Looks like it's gonna go. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, pretty risky one. That's definitely a risky one. SNTI nasty drop back down to $6. Peggy looks like it might curl back up. If you were looking for like a tiny trade, I think Peggy would be worth it. Taking it from like 380 back up to like 392. Would I jump into SNTI at this point? That's a hard one. If it hits 604, I think that's a pretty decent level. If you can give it about 20 cents, because you would want your stop below this 20 EMA. That would be the line that I'd be looking to find support on, because you have a little bit of support here at 859 anyway. So 850 or 5, sorry, what did I say? 859? I should have said 590, and then 587 also has support. So if you can get a stop loss around that level safely, I think it's worth taking the chance on it. Yeah, Kit's looking like it's giving it back. ADRC we can take a look at as well. This one's dipped down pretty far. As far as support level goes, I mean, there is a little bit of support in this area, so that could be something. You could be looking at a recovery from here. Volume's a little sporadic. It looks like you're finding more selling volume than anything, though, so it's kind of a risky thing to jump in on right now, I think. But if you're planning on holding it for an hour or two, it could pay off. SAP looked like it's coming back a little bit. JWell not finding a new low anymore, so that's good. It actually hasn't even been this low in a while. It's been on a slow tear. This might be a good swing trade, actually. Like, we haven't seen this low in since mid-September, so could be a good dip to buy in on. Mott is turning around. SNTI, it does, okay, so SNTI does look like it's turning around. We did hit as low as 608, so this is like not a bad idea to jump in. I think we're still in a risky area with it, so I wouldn't be putting a lot on the table with it, but I think it could be worth jumping into. I think there's some money there. Kit's still heading down. SNTI still looking okay. Beat was probably the most disappointing stock today. Really hasn't done anything. Like, yeah, you had this massive jump, looked pretty good in the pre-market, and then it did have a little bit of a move, and it's given us nothing back since. Mott's pretty good. SNTI is looking okay. I think SNTI is the only thing I'm actually holding. Yeah, it is. Kit off the VWAP could be another play opportunity. So today was rough. Definitely our worst day so far. Unless SNTI can magically make its way up to like $7 here, I think we're looking at the worst day so far. Your 487 profits, yeah. No kidding. Yep. I don't know what the dollar amount on my profit is on that, but I can guarantee that it's not a lot. I took a 0. No, I took a 0.5% gain on it, half a percent. And we're playing at $12,000. Someone mentioned earlier they didn't know what our account size was. But we started at 5,000 last month. So all in all, we're actually growing really quickly now, considering, right? Because it took us an entire month to get $5,000 last time. We're at $2,136 in 4 trading days, so basically 1 week. So hitting 20,000 is definitely doable. You got your 3% on lots, nice. Yeah, look at that. It's 266. I knew it was turning around. I just couldn't stomach the risk. 270, almost at that PT. And it would have just stopped me out anyway. So I was saying if it breaks down from VWAP, I'm cutting, and it did, so I cut. But even if I didn't, it still would have hit my stop. It was at 240. I don't know why I put 232 there, but it's supposed to be 240. And hit 273 on the high there, so it looks like it was a good thing I cut. This one, good thing. W key, I'm a little upset about. It'll make up for your loss on Peggy. Nice. What percentage dollar amount do you put in each trade? So it's a percentage. I put 5% of the account in each trade. So that gets us 10 trades a day. Yeah. Yeah, it's about 500 bucks an entry, I believe. Let's go to the trade details. I'll tell you roughly what it is. Yeah, so for Peggy, I bought 140 shares at 407. So yeah, about 500 bucks. Still around 3,000. Yep, that's okay. It's not a race or anything, you know, we don't have to be on the same page all the time. Likely you guys will end up ahead of me or behind me because you're not going to get the same entries and same exits and the same scale outs that I get all the time anyway. So this is mainly just to show people that you can day trade off a cash count. It is slower, obviously, but you know, it does work. W key's looking good. Mott's is going to go for that 280 at some point. SNTI is giving it up a little bit here, going down to the 20 EMA. I'd say if it breaks the 20 EMA, it's probably time to cut, because unless you can stomach the risk down to VWAP. Yeah, Kit's looking like a VWAP bounce for sure, so the volume is pretty relatively normal from where it was before this giant spike. So you might see a little bit of a lull, and then it could end up shooting back up. A little bit of a breakdown on SNTI here. So it could be a good place to cut your remainder, or you know, if you're previously in it, or if you got in already, it might be just a good idea to cut the whole amount unless you want to ride it back down to that 570 level, which you know you can if you want, and it might bounce from there. But it's hard to tell with a stock that's already run up so much. Beat. Back up a little bit. Yeah, there was a nice volume spike there. So it's not looking too bad. Went up to 625. Looks like it got rejected off VWAP. It'll probably come back down at least to the 20. I doubt it'll hold on this support area, 608. SNTI bounced off nicely. It looks like it might have a chance of heading back up. We've got CSCW completely giving up, so just going to start scanning through, seeing what things look playable and what don't. JWO with a nice recovery. So as I was saying, could be a good potential play here, going from $1.68 already at 240. So it's recovering pretty nicely. I meant it more as a swing trade because this has been in like it's such a nice uptrend for the past little bit here. And it used to be up really high, $22. So You never know. It could end up, I think you'll probably see resistance around $5 on this. Might see some, as we did at this 340 level, because there's a couple spikes there around 340. Peggy's starting to break down a little bit. WKey's looking okay. Mott's almost at that 280 level. I knew it was going to hit it. Just a matter of time. SNTI back to 640. You were looking at the 336 resistance on JWell. There you go. Yeah, it's good to take note on that kind of stuff, right? Even though we're not like holding things long term, you still want to figure out like what kind of bag holders there's going to be. So, obviously when you start heading up to areas where we're like right here and right here, there's going to be bag holders. These are obviously people who bought up here, and they're not going to take a quick loss all the time. Sometimes they'll hold, and if you hold till you're down to $1.14 once you bought in around 330, you're probably sweating. So when you see you get back up to break even, you're probably ready to cut. We got Mott's here making that push. We got SNTI with a nice up to 665 there, so we made a little bit extra money, I guess. Not a whole lot, but definitely good time to take a little bit more off the table. Got a little bit left. I would still like to see this hit $7. Thoughts on Peggy? Let's take a look. I think it's going for another breakdown. The area of interest on Peggy is probably going to be that 360 level. The thing is, I'm not really seeing why it's holding at 360 necessarily. I'd say like maybe down to 354 and you'd find some support, but this 360 level seems random to me. But in any case, you can look at that 360 level and see if it holds. If it looks like it's gonna, bounce again off that 360 level, it could be an area to buy in. So you're here now. Set a pretty tight stop loss on it, maybe like even like just a 355, because if it's starting to break into a new low, yeah, see, it's gonna start dropping like crazy. So your next support area is probably gonna be, yeah, probably that 350 area. So that could be another opportunity to look at the 350 area if it can hold there. It could start to turn back around. SNTI actually made its way up to 680 here, so it looks like it might be going for another push. We've got like a couple minutes to watch, so keep an eye on it. Beat breaking down even better this time. I think JWell's actually halted up. Kit broke down from the VWAP, so that's a no-go. AERC is still breaking down lower. Mott's making that push, man. Going to 280, 285, just like that. Okay, so like if you were looking at that, well, we're past the 350 level, so now we're going to be looking at a different support area. We're seeing that there's a little bit of support here. We're seeing some support in this area, so maybe 340 holds. So if you're buying in now, you'd probably be looking to sell some around that 368 area. You're going to find some resistance there, or maybe even the 363 area, you might find some resistance. So that'd be your first sell. Your second sell would be probably crossing this 375 area. Your next sell is probably going to be V or 200 after that, right? So you're looking at areas of resistance to try and take them off the table at those areas. And then, of course, you want to be modest with your gains and say, well, I don't know how much higher this is going to go. So make sure you take quite a bit off the table the first time around, especially since this is looking fairly weak. And then, if it happens to go up higher, you can take out a little bit more each time it hits a new high or a new resistance. But really, this looks like it's just continuing its breakdown. So you'd be looking at the next area. So you're probably looking at like 330 for a potential reversal, but it's hard to tell with this one because it's got so many like levels that it could be hitting. It's all over the place. Most of the buyers yesterday were at 330, so in the aftermarket. Mott hits that 285 level and immediately gives it all back. SNTI holding that 680 level or 660 level. I might hold this for a minute or two, but we can go over the money board here. $497 today. So we're holding about a $500 average right now, which isn't bad. That's definitely okay. We're okay with that. Win rate's 82.5%, so we're not doing too bad there. We've got 8 wins, 2 losses. I mean, technically, I guess you could say that that W key was also a loss. It was only 0.5% of a win. Or maybe it did count as a loss, because it's saying I have 2 losses, but only one thing is red. So maybe after fees, Mott's was red. So I guess it didn't matter. I still probably got a loss on that anyway. Either that or it was Peggy, but Peggy's a higher share size, so I doubt it was that one. It was probably W key. But yeah, 87% today, so it's our first day breaking that $100 or 100% wins. So that's not necessarily great, but I mean, with the news coming out, the jobless claims and stuff, I honestly thought today was going to be a little bit worse. So if you're gonna play stuff today, I mean, you might find beat on this 200 is an okay time to buy in, but it doesn't really have a lot of price action or conviction behind it right now, so it's kind of tough. SNTI still looks like it's got a lot of volume and a lot of life left in it. You could be doing a lot with this. You gotta wait for some support levels to build, though. I mean, you might find support if it drops down to that 630 level. Mott's is also looking good. We're still hitting new highs on this. We saw it 285. We're back on VWAP now, so you could buy in on VWAP. You could wait for a little bit more of a dip if you want to, but I think Mott's is still pretty bullish. W key is good if you want a range trade. Obviously, we're seeing the similar levels each time. It looks like it's moving up slightly, so you're hitting $1.98, then you're going to 213, then you're going to 201, and now you're going to 215. So you're probably looking at like a 205 or 204 entry, and then you're probably going to go to 218, right? JWell could be a 10-minute halt. Usually if something halts down, it'll start doing 10-minute halts instead for volatility. I don't know why that's a rule. I don't even know if it's like a hard set rule. That's what I notice. Peggy, I would just stay away from Peggy for now. I don't think it's worth trying to find all these different support levels on it. It's as a recovery play, I mean, maybe if there was nothing else moving, this could be something worth playing, but it's very risky. It keeps breaking down from levels that it should be holding at, so it's kind of hard to jump in on something like this. But I mean, if recovery plays are your thing, maybe give it a go. JWell, it's halted up right now, so I mean, this could be a good trade. It could very well end up back in this $3 range, so that could be something to keep an eye on. Stab, you know what? Stab's pretty cheap, but you only really need 2 or 3 cents on this to make decent gains on it, right? So this could be another good opportunity. It's breaking higher than that past high, so that's good news as well. Kit looks like it's slowly breaking down here, but it's kind of holding on this VWAP and 2 or 20 EMA here. So that, I mean, like if it can continue to hold this and start to move back up, that might be another good play. ARC still making new lows here, so not really seeing much in terms of taking this as a trade. Maybe if it breaks down to that 420 level, you might see a recovery off that. But I mean, if you're looking at bigger time frames, it could still go down a lot further. We've seen it down $3, so I wouldn't really bother playing that. You want to hit 10K by end of year? Definitely. 3K to 10K in like 3 or 4 months is definitely doable. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna hop off for the day. Hopefully you win some more trades, and I will see you guys again tomorrow. Take care, guys.